Who are we going to blame for Chelsea's disaster at the moment? Is it the players? Because they played very poorly yesterday and they made a lot of mistakes. In fact, the players have been making constant mistakes for the past 3 matches now. Or is it Enzo Maresca that is the problem? Because it seems that he doesn't have faith in some certain players. Now in this video, I'm going to tell you the roots of Chelsea's problem. It's bigger than the players. The problem is bigger than the coach. And it is more than what you think. Now make sure to stay tuned so that we can be on the same page here. Now the root of the problem which Chelsea are facing now is due to Chelsea's owners' decision. Now let me make it clear to you guys. Chelsea owners, which is Todd Boehly and the other guy, are responsible for 90% of what Chelsea is facing at the moment. Because they give the orders, they make the rules, and the sporting director and the coach follows. Now what are the rules that the owner made? First of all, they want a young coach, which is okay. They want instant results, which is also good for Chelsea. But where the owners start making the mistake is telling the sporting director to be the boss of themselves. Now this is where I enter the second problem of Chelsea. The sporting directors. Now we all know that the sporting director are responsible for signing majority of Chelsea players, from Enzo Fernandez down to Garnacho. Ever since Todd Boehly took over, the sporting directors have been the one scouting players and actually bringing them to the squad. They are responsible for bringing players like Jackson, Enzo Fernandez, Malo Gusto, Esteva Williams, even Joao Pedro. But here is the dark truth of it. There is a rule that is going on Chelsea, which is killing Chelsea slowly, but which Chelsea fans don't know. Now, personally for me, I think the owner are the one that made this rule. Now, what is this rule? The rule is that the sporting director will make their own decision of bringing the player that suits them, not players that suit the coach. In the sense that any player that they feel that can play well for Chelsea, they will bring the player. And if the coach does not want the player, then they won't bring what the players want. They will ignore what the coach wants. Now this starts right from when Chelsea signed Graham Potter. You can see how Chelsea were bringing multiple players, multiple talents. That alone overwhelmed Graham Potter. Now, despite the fact that Graham Potter is not the right coach for Chelsea at that moment, but he could not manage the squad. And what happened to the end? He got sacked. Same goes with Pochettino. Chelsea were not having a good striker, but the sporting director ignored Chelsea and tell Pochettino to manage Jackson. Just because of that ignorance, Chelsea lost 2 trophies. They lost a trophy to Man City and they lost a trophy to Liverpool, which is the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. And what happened at the end? Chelsea wanted to sell Conor Gallagher, but Pochettino go against it. What happened at the end? Pochettino got sacked and Gallagher got sold. Now, I know that Chelsea selling Gallagher was actually a blessing for us to sign Moises Caicedo, don't get me wrong. That is a blessing in disguise. But I'm just telling you how the problem have been heating up for the past 3 seasons now. Now, last season, Chelsea were making many signings. Chelsea signed Pedro Neto. They signed a lot of players. They would have signed a concrete striker for Enzo Maresca last season because he's just taking charge, and I know that Enzo Maresca will be in need of some quality players. But what did the sporting director do? They told Enzo Maresca should manage Jackson. And how did that turn out for us last season? Last season, Chelsea were title contenders, but just because we were managing Jackson, we started going backwards. Now, Chelsea were willing to sign Joao Felix last season due to the fact that it was connected to Conor Gallagher. But Enzo Maresca insists that he doesn't want Joao Felix in his squad. So what did the sporting director do? They went against Enzo Maresca's wishes and signed Joao Felix. Now what happened to Joao Felix at the very end? Joao Felix was sitting at the bench 2-4-7. And what happened? He got sold. Is it Enzo Maresca's fault for not starting Joao Felix? No. He made it clear that he doesn't want Felix, but the sporting director were doing otherwise. And I think this is the same situation that is going on between Garnacho. Because if you take a look at Enzo Maresca's style of playing, and you are Chelsea fans that have knowledge of football, looking at the way Garnacho plays, Garnacho is underdeveloped. He is not consistent. When there is a lot of pressure in the game, Garnacho cannot play anything. In fact, Terry George can handle more pressure than Garnacho at this moment, because I've seen what Terry George can do when Chelsea is under pressure. Then the sporting directors still go ahead and sign Garnacho, and they are about to sell George. So Chelsea fans, you can see how the problem is eating up. You can see where Chelsea's downfall is coming from. Now down to our next problem. Make you to understand that the genesis of our problem is the owners, and the second problem is the sporting director. Now the third problem is our coach. Now, despite the fact that there are many unwanted players that Enzo Maresca are not willing to use, one thing that makes me upset with Enzo Maresca is that he is too stubborn, he is adamant, he is ignorant to learn from his mistakes. Now, let me make it clear. If Enzo Maresca was the one that was coaching Barcelona, players like Lamine Yamal, Casado, Fermin Lopez, most of those players will not even be in the starting 11. Most of those players will be on the bench, because Enzo Maresca won't trust those players. Because Enzo Maresca will think that those players are not physically fit to start in his game. And you can see what Hansi Flick have turned Barcelona to today. I've given Lamine Yamal a chance to prove himself. I've given Fermin Lopez, Casado, and many of Barcelona academy players to shine bright. But Enzo Maresca, on the other hand, is quite the opposite. And I think Enzo Maresca is the cause of Kopama's low form at this moment. Because Enzo Maresca doesn't want Kopama to play to his full potential. Let's be sincere with ourselves. Kopama doesn't deserve that Ballon d'Or spot, because I don't see what Kopama played last season that will make Kopama to be in the number 8 position. Last season, Kopama's performance was absolutely poor. His spirits were down, his morale were down, his excitement died. You can see when Kopama is playing on the pitch, he's not exciting anymore when he's holding with the ball. But when Kopama newly came to Chelsea, you can see how Kopama plays with the fire in him. That is because Enzo Maresca just caged Kopama in that number 10 role, which is not where Kopama plays. Why? Because Enzo Maresca is stubborn. He doesn't want to learn. And despite the fact that we have unwanted players, still give them a chance. Give Jamie Gittins a chance. If Pedro Neto is not performing to his best, bench Pedro Neto. If Enzo Fernandez is not performing to his best, bench Enzo Fernandez. We have a lot of players. And even if our players make a silly mistake, that doesn't mean we should panic and do some stupid changes. Now, this is the last problem. The last but not the least, Chelsea's problem at the moment. It is the players themselves. Despite the fact that Enzo Maresca is stubborn, but sometimes Enzo Maresca normally give most of these players to prove themselves, and they still end up and make a lot of stupid mistakes. Now, these are the players that are weak at Chelsea right now. These are the players that are not consistent, that need to be benched. In fact, next summer, Chelsea needs to sell all these players. Now, number 1 on my list is Malo Gusto. Now, let's be sincere with ourselves. What is Malo Gusto really good for? Like I said before, what is Malo Gusto really good for? He can't defend properly. When Gusto is under pressure, he makes a lot of mistakes and errors. He doesn't make good use of his speed. He doesn't have ball control. He can't even pass the ball properly. His pull-out is very poor, and he have never scored a goal as a Chelsea player. So Chelsea fans, tell me, what is Malo Gusto good for at the moment? Because I really want to hear in the comment section. Now, the next on my list is Tosi. Now, I've been saying why this guy needs to be benched in my past 5 videos now. So I don't have much to say about this guy. All I can say is that Tosi should not be in Chelsea's starting 11. In fact, it's even good that Tosi is injured right now, because I wish Tosi is not injured. Enzo Maresca will still start Tosi, and Tosi will still concede a lot of goals. Now, the next on my list is Pedro Neto. Now, let's be sincere with ourselves. Pedro Neto is our best winger, but he is still one of our worst winger at the moment, because he is inconsistent. He plays football as someone that doesn't have Premier League experience. You have been in the Premier League for how many seasons, but still yet you play like a newcomer. Pedro Neto is easy to lock. Once you can match Pedro Neto's speed or do close-to-close marking, then it's over for Pedro Neto. There is no way Pedro Neto can pass you anymore. In fact, Esteva Williams is more of a threat than Pedro Neto at this moment. So I think it's high time for Chelsea to sell Pedro Neto, because we have a player like Giovanni Quanda at Sporting that will be coming to Chelsea next season. So I think Pedro Neto should make space for that young boy, because we need sharp attackers, not attackers that are easy to lock, not attackers that are confused when they are under pressure. Now, the next on my list is Garnacho. I said it before. Garnacho is going to chop bench for Chelsea full time. The only match that Garnacho can play at this moment is Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Enzo Maresca is very stubborn to put someone like Garnacho that is inconsistent in the match. You haven't even stand Jamie Gittins, then you are talking of Garnacho. Now, the next on my list is Fofana, and we all know why I want Chelsea to sell this guy. He's injury prone. He's one of the highest earner at Chelsea, and he have injury constantly. The next on my list is Bandashili. This guy is a good for nothing defender, and it would be a very good decision for the sporting director to sell this guy next season, because UEFA stated that Chelsea cannot buy any players unless they sell from their starting 11. So I think all these players that I've mentioned so far, I think they are good to sell. Some might go out on loan and some might be sold permanently. Now, the last on my list of the players that are the problem of Chelsea right now is Enzo Fernandez. Now, despite the fact that this guy normally scores goals in almost all our matches, what does Enzo Fernandez contribute to the midfield? And his performance have been poor constantly. He doesn't support Caicedo. The reason for Moises Caicedo's bad game is because of the fact that he's the only one in the midfield. He's the only one that will run back to support defense, and he's the only one that will run to support the attack. What does Enzo Fernandez contribute to that midfield? Nothing. And one of the causes of Enzo Fernandez's performance, which I think might be, but I'm not sure yet, it might still be the way the coach plays his style of football. Because Chelsea fans, let me tell you something. 90% of our players are counter-attacking players. Players like Rich James, Marco Corella, Kopama, Joao Pedro, Dilap, Esteva Williams. This set of players are attacking players. They are very sharp when it comes to counter-attack. But Enzo Maresca's style of playing does not involve around counter-attack. It involves around build-up. And that is where a lot of mistakes occur. You can see that no matter the defenders we buy or no matter the defenders we put, there will still be a lot of them that will make mistakes at the back. Because not all defenders know how to do build-up. Defenders' work is to defend and shoot the ball inside or do a good pass. But the build-up, to hold the ball and stay under pressure, not all defenders are capable of doing those stuffs. That's why I told you, the first Chelsea problem is the owners, and the second Chelsea problem is the sporting director. The third Chelsea problem is Enzo Maresca, which is his style of playing, his philosophy, and what he believes in. And the last is the players themselves. Now, if this disaster continues, this is going to be the outcome. Enzo Maresca will surely get sacked if Chelsea keeps struggling. And I heard that Chelsea stated that Enzo Maresca must qualify for the Champions League. Now, due to our performance, I'm not sure that is going to be possible. And I know 90% of Chelsea fans will say that it's because that Kopama is injured. That's why Chelsea is struggling. Now, let me tell you, Kopama is not the one that will stay in defense. Kopama is not the one that will score a lot of goals. What if Kopama scored 3 goals and Chelsea concede 4 goals? How is that a win for Chelsea? Now, this might be the outcome. If this poor performance continue, then Kopama might consider leaving Chelsea. Yes, you heard me right. Because as Kopama is now, Kopama have a lot of reason to leave Chelsea. These are the reasons why I think Kopama might leave Chelsea in the nearest future. Kopama is the only best player at Chelsea right now when it comes to attack. There is no other key player that can support Kopama apart from Cole himself. Kopama is a type of player that loves when other players perform better and actually supports the team, not players that rely on him alone. And one of the things that might still make Kopama to leave Chelsea is because of his salary. Kopama is earning 130k per week right now. And we know that Kopama is worse than that. So Chelsea fans, don't be surprised if Kopama just wake up tomorrow and decide to leave Chelsea. Because the problem is bigger than Kopama at this moment. So Kopama is too small to be the solution to Chelsea problem at this moment. So Chelsea fans, what is your opinion on what I've speak so far? Do you agree on my scenario? And what do you think is the solution? Drop your opinion at the comment section, and if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can stay updated on the latest Chelsea updates. See you guys on my next video.